because we need each other. I mean, it's one more piece of evidence that we need each other, and that we have this sort of a very strange, loose-fitted community of all human beings together.
Bombing me, suck my d. I still don't give a f. It matter me.
He's mental.
Don't speak on me, I don't play that. Don't read on me neither, you family. Why the fuck would I want friends?
Friendship in the streets is supposed to mean everything. It's a bond built on survival, loyalty, and the unspoken code that no matter what happens, you don't turn on your own. But in the world of NBA YoungBoy, friendship is as fragile as the next misunderstanding. And when loyalty feels tested, YoungBoy doesn't forgive. He declares war. YNW Melly learned this lesson the hard way. Before the drama, YNW Melly was just a kid from Gifford, Florida, who dreamed big and wasn't afraid to tell his story. He gained fans with his unique mix of pain, melody, and raw street vibes, blowing up with tracks like Murder on My Mind. But what made Melly special wasn't just his music, it was how he moved. Melly had a knack for connecting with people. He wasn't just about his circle, he made ties everywhere. That's how he ended up with NBA YoungBoy on one side and King Von and OTF on the other. These weren't just business relationships, they were built on mutual respect and, in some cases, friendship. But in the streets, friendships are fragile, and Melly was about to find out how loyalty works when the stakes get high. NBA YoungBoy is a force in the rap game, a hitmaker who's mastered the art of staying relevant. But if there's one thing YoungBoy's known for besides his music, it's his unpredictable loyalty. He's had public beefs with people who were once close to him. If YoungBoy feels disrespected, it doesn't matter how close you were, he'll turn on you, fast. When YoungBoy and YNW Melly connected, it seemed like a genuine bond at first. They respected each other's hustle, their shared street roots, and their rise to fame from nothing. But cracks started to show when Melly didn't play by YoungBoy's rules. Melly wasn't about to pick sides. He was cool with YoungBoy, but he also built ties with OTF, especially with King Von. That didn't sit right with YoungBoy. For him, loyalty meant exclusivity, and Melly's neutrality started looking like betrayal. Loyalty's a game of survival, and the moment you slip, you learn just how quickly things can turn. For YNW Melly, what started as a bond with NBA YoungBoy quickly flipped into betrayal. In mid-2018, things went left during a heated confrontation at the Atlantic Records office. According to reports, NBA YoungBoy and Quando Rondo confronted Melly, and the situation escalated into a physical altercation. Melly, outnumbered and caught off guard, reportedly took a beating, a moment that left him not just physically hurt, but deeply humiliated. The betrayal cut deep. Melly had once been cool with YoungBoy, but that bond was shattered after this incident. By early 2019, the tension reached its boiling point. Feeling disrespected and looking for allies, Melly turned to King Von and Fredo Bang, opening up about how YoungBoy had wronged him. To Von and Fredo, this wasn't just another story. It was a chance to strike back at someone they already viewed as an enemy. What started as a personal falling out now became fuel for a much larger fire. Melly's decision to confide in Von and Fredo tied him to their camps, pulling him into the growing feud between 4KT, OTF, and Fredo Bang's crew. It wasn't just about words anymore. It was about loyalty, pride, and the dangerous ripple effects of betrayal in the rap game.
YoungBoy, like, he talking to the Eli dude. He like, bro, fuck all that, man. I'm finna just pop off. So then he popped off. He hit Melly. Boom. But it's some weak shit, like, you would think the nigga strong, but the nigga, like, body, like, dead. He hit his ass. Boom. So, like, Melly, when he hit him, Melly hit him 2 times. Boom, boom. And that's when I popped off on him. Popped off on YoungBoy. And then his niggas came after me. And they started boom, 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 boom. Melly hit on the ground. He fell on the ground because they had, like, bulldozers I had in. It was like 5 of them. So then, and then goddamn, Riri had jumped on Melly. So I got behind both of their ass. Like, had jumped on Melly. So I got behind both of their ass. Like, they both behind me. Then they came back in that bitch. Quando Rondo came in that bitch that time. Yeah, started jumping me. Boom, 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 boom. Caught Quando on the ass in the forehead. Boom. He caught my ass back in the forehead. Nigga jumped up in the sky. Jumped on my motherfucking chest. Nigga ran out. Niggas always running though. Everybody always run from my ass. They ran out. So then YoungBoy tried to jump. Come hit my ass too. And Melly caught his ass. Boom. Hit his ass and shit. Boom. And it was just over with. And they just left.
For YNW Melly, his fallout with NBA YoungBoy wasn't just another beef. It was a defining moment, one that changed everything. According to YNW Juvie, the tension that sparked between Melly and YoungBoy was more personal than it seemed, and it set the stage for the ever-growing OTF 4KT rivalry. Melly didn't want anyone to know about the situation. He kept it quiet, but when Juvie went on IG Live and revealed the truth, Melly was furious. It was the last straw, not just because Juvie spilled the details, but because Melly felt both him and his other close friend had turned their backs on him. This feeling of betrayal was something he couldn't shake off. Rumors began to swirl that this was one of the alleged reasons why Melly ultimately took the lives of both of his friends, YNW Juvie and YNW Sackchaser. The whispers in the streets were loud, and it wasn't long before people started making connections. Those close to Melly hinted that the anger, combined with feeling abandoned by those he trusted, played a significant role in the tragic deaths of his friends. And now, as the murder case continues to unfold, you can't help but hear YoungBoy and Quando Rondo's names brought up in connection to the story. It's no surprise, considering Melly's past struggles with YoungBoy's refusal to let him stay neutral. What started as a minor dispute would only escalate over time, becoming a catalyst for the deadly conflict between 4KT and OTF. The beef reached its breaking point on November 6, 2020 in Atlanta. That night, King Von and Quando Rondo, one of YoungBoy's closest associates, ran into each other outside a nightclub. Words were exchanged, then fists. Within moments, shots rang out and Von was on the ground. Quando's right-hand man, Lul Tim, pulled the trigger. Von's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was a declaration of war. Lil Durk, OTF's leader, made it clear that this wasn't over. In the month that followed, Durk and YoungBoy traded subliminal disses in their music, with the tension spilling into the streets. And in the middle of all this, people kept coming back to Melly, the artist who had ties to both camps, but couldn't stop the fire he had accidentally lit. NBA YoungBoy's pattern of falling out with friends isn't new. It's part of how he moves. Loyalty to him isn't about friendship, it's about control. If you're not 100% with him, you're against him. For Melly, trying to stay neutral in a world where loyalty is everything put him in an impossible position. And for King Von and OTF, Melly's ties to YoungBoy only made their war with 4KT more personal. This story is bigger than one person or one beef. It's a reminder of how fragile friendships can be in the streets and the rap game. YNW Melly, NBA YoungBoy and King Von all came from places where loyalty was supposed to mean everything. But when egos, pride and power get involved, even the closest friendships can fall apart. And in this case, the fallout didn't just end friendships, it started a war.